So, I mean, music was something that I fell in love with it instantly. I mean, music has always been in our bones, you know. I'm Jamaican, so music is the biggest part of the culture.
Yeah.
Music expresses everything. You know, we play music when we're born, when we're dead, and everything between. The first time I got paid, I was about 17 or 18 years old. Somebody paid me for a dub plate. A sound system guy paid me to sing and say bad stuff about another sound system guy. I was like, this is perfect. It was scary because I was used to fighting for attention, fighting to get on the beat, fighting to get a spot. And then suddenly everybody was offering me things. Before, I couldn't afford to go into the club because I had no money. Then people were letting me in for free and giving me free drinks. And I just didn't trust anything at all. I was like, what is this? We're not going to solve the problems by continuing this code of silence. We need to break it. Jamaica has a serious rape culture. Okay. The hardest part was accepting that this thing happened to me. I didn't do it because society trains you to think you somehow caused it. Somehow it was the way you dressed. It was the fact that you were there. It was none of that is relevant.
Hey, what up? It's Game, man. Nandoleaks.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Hey, this is Rihanna, Fernando.
Hey, yo, Fernando. What's up? It's DJ Khaled.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is J Balvin. Nandoleaks, okay?
Fernando. X is in that station for a reason, baby.
Nandoleaks. Real talk.
Yeah, what up, your boy Fernando, aka Mr. Good Vibes Only, in the building. A legend, and don't get it twisted, because when you hear her vocals, you're gonna go like the reggae vibes. You're gonna feel like you're in Jamaica. She's right here in the Netherlands, and I'm telling you, we have to sing happy birthday for her, because she was like, her birthday was the 2nd of July. So everybody, happy birthday to you. Everybody, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tanya. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I got my whole Jamaican choir doing the back vocals.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations. And welcome to the studio. How was your birthday? Did people...
Oh, man, it was good. It was really good. They surprised me on stage because we played the Sunsplash Festival on the 2nd. And they brought on a cake on stage. It wasn't the kind of cake that I would have requested for my festive 50th, you know?
Yeah.
Because I would have wanted cake. But I got birthday cake.
Yeah, birthday cake, okay.
On stage.
But good birthday cake.
Yes.
Okay.
It was fun. It's really great to feel so much love, you know, and I happened to be on stage for my birthday with the audience singing happy birthday to me. I don't think it gets any better.
Yeah. Because it's always good to get the recognition and the love. I think that's the best gift you could get when you're an artist. Because like you go in the studio, you write these songs and you put them out, and to see the people respond to it, I think that's magic.
Priceless.
That alone, like you see people singing your words, and be like, what? Hey! And feeling it. And
That is it right there. Yeah, you can't pay for that.
Wow. And was music always the thing that you wanted to do? Because I remember when you was growing up, you was very strict at school. You got to do your homework, get good grades. And music is for the most parents like, we're going to do music.
It's not a real job.
No more music.
Yeah, they actually freaked out. It was like my mother and my family members, they were like, you need to get a real job. Yeah. I'm like, this is a real job. That's so disrespectful though. Yeah. You know, but they really didn't know. They didn't mean any harm. They thought music was for people just hanging out and having fun. Yeah. But they learned. Yeah. I showed them.
Yeah, because they see the success. See, I tell all you so boy. I was telling you guys.
I didn't turn out so bad, no, did I?
but was that a thing growing up? Like always have to like prove to the people that you have that vision? Because having a vision in your mind is different because you know what you want, but it's hard to show someone else what you got in your head.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really important that you spend your energy and dedicate your time to doing something that you really passionately love, because otherwise you're wasting your time doing something convincing people for what? Yeah. Not for you. So, I mean, music was something that I fell in love with it instantly. I mean, music has always been in our bones, you know. I'm Jamaican, so music is the biggest part of the culture. Yeah. Music expresses everything. You know, we play music when we're born, when we're dead, and everything between.
Bring on the sound system. Run it up. Run it up.
We make noise. Jamaica is a loud place. And it's music on every corner. And the sound systems are competing on the weekend. Because, I mean, you can barely discern between one sound and the next because there are so many sounds strung up. And so it's a part of our natural environment. And going into music felt very easy. Yeah. But besides the fact that it was fun, I actually really, really love it.
And at one moment did you decide to make this a career? Because everybody likes to do music, but not everybody wants to put in the work to do it. And what was that moment for you that you recognize, I have the talent, I have the gift, and I'm willing to go 110%?
Well, I was willing to go 110% without being paid because it was so much fun. And I really love writing especially. But then somebody paid me. And I was like, you could make money from this? I was like, I'm never leaving. You're not going to get rid of me.
How young were you then? At what?
The first time I got paid, I was about 17 or 18 years old. Somebody paid me for a dub plate. A sound system guy paid me to sing and say bad stuff about another sound system guy. I was like, this is perfect.
do you remember the words?
Not really, no.
Bond them.
No, I just get to talk crap about somebody and get paid for it. I could easily do that.
Wow. and do you remember your very first song you wrote?
No, it was something, I started writing when I was really, really young. So it was in primary school. Something, it was kind of silly.
Yeah.
But the first thing I ever wrote, I brought it to my principal and I was so afraid. Because I wanted to show it to her, but I was also afraid of her. Right. And so one of my friends said she would follow me. And when I got there, I forgot something, went back for it, and my friend introduced it as hers. Oh, wow. So that was my first introduction to plagiarism. Wow.
And your friend, I wrote it. It was me.
And I watched her being praised in devotion, and I'm like, you know, applaud her. It's a good effort. Like, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll applaud her.
And you didn't say anything?
Nah.
So you're loyal by default.
Well, I mean, it would feel like I'm trying to steal the thunder from her, even though
she stole it from you.
Yeah, but nobody knows.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, you know what?
And she knows now, right? So when she's watching this podcast, be like, you stole the first lyric.
And we're good. I mean, we're good. I was angry then, but it didn't last very long. Because by the time you get to the playground, you play some ball. Yeah. It's gone.
It's gone. All
Kids don't carry that.
But like and then all of a sudden the music starts evolving and going. At what point did you decide, okay, this is it? Because it was the first time you said like you got paid to do a dub plate. Was it also the moment you knew that it would become a career? Because the difference between doing something for fun and a career. A career is a different motion. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought then I would do it for a job for sure because people were paying me. But when it became a serious career, I think is when it was about 94, 95 when the Joyride rhythm came out with You're Not Ready for This Yet from R.KELLY. And that became such a monster hit. Instantly, everybody knew who I was. And I went from mildly popular in Jamaica to like huge everywhere overnight, and it was just it was very scary.
It
was scary because I was used to fighting for attention, fighting to get on the beat, fighting to get a spot, and then suddenly everybody was offering me things. Before I couldn't afford to go into the club because I had no money. Then people were letting me in for free and giving me free drinks, and I just didn't trust anything at all. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday I needed this. Yesterday.
Yeah. And because nothing helps you to get accustomed to the success. So how did you like find your way? Because it's all of a sudden everybody wants to know you. People want you to do stuff. How do you manage yourself? Did you have a manager? Did you have someone helping you out? Or
I had people. And over the years, I had different people because, you know, as your personality grows, I'm somebody who's very into energy and comfort. So I'm not really so much a business kind of artist as I am the organic artist. I'm into the art and the environment and the comfort of my art. So I didn't really adjust. I kind of stayed where I was and brought my environment with me.
Yeah.
I really am not into the aesthetic, the glitter and glamour side of the entertainment industry. I'm an outsider. I go to work and go back home.
Yeah, you don't want to be in...
Not really. And it's not a judgment. It's just not for me. So there are many times when I hear people saying, oh, she didn't get her due. Oh, she never got her flowers. Like, I have my flowers. I plant them. I get up early in the morning and I water my garden myself.
Wow.
So I'm not really looking for flowers from anywhere else. I've never stayed in that side of the business. I don't walk red carpets. I'm not really turning up for all the extra curricular photo shoots and stuff. I don't do photo ops. I have no pictures with anybody because I'm busy in the moment. If I meet somebody I really love, I don't think about taking a picture with them. I'm thinking about getting inside of their heads and asking questions and learning their cultures and stuff. So I never usually take pictures. So this is how I've been for the past 30 odd years in this business.
Wow. And you've always been that way. It's always...
Yes, pretty much.
Oh, wow. So you have to have your team take a picture. Tanya, we got to pull up. Come. We got to take a picture. We have to take a picture.
Sometimes they do that. Like they turn up with pictures and I'm like, where you get that from? They took it. But it's a good life. It affords me a lot of privacy and space, and I make time for things which mean a lot to me, like family. My daughter, who is here with me, I had to actually ease off of my work schedule so I could be present for more things because I miss like graduations and birthdays. And I mean, it's one thing, you know, you're working to pay for these things, but you also want to be there. Yeah. And many of us in entertainment miss out on our entire private lives. Yeah. You know, in pursuit of staying current. And I really didn't want to have that. Because, you know, it's at the end of it all, what I'm going to have is like an empty photo album that I never turned up for anything. Yeah. So I started staying home. But
I have so much respect for what you're saying right now, because you're also the breadwinner. You're also the person that's fixing everything. You're making the money. You're a mom. You're a power woman. Like, how do you balance that? Because I think a lot of people don't like grasp how deep that is. Because you have to be, because when you're a mom, everybody expects everything from you. You got to be there. You have to be caring. You have to fix this. You got to do this. And now you're also a superstar in Jamaica with extra pressure on the back. Yeah,
I don't take the pressure though, and it annoys people, but it's okay. I'm cool with that. Sometimes I'm on my own time and I'm like, I'm out going to the supermarket or the hardware store or something and somebody wants a picture, but I'm really not in picture mode because I'm running an emergency chip. Yeah. And I say, you can catch me another time. And they get angry. But this is an intrusion on a personal moment. It's not, I'm not being rude. And it's really hard to maintain boundaries when you're in public life, and especially entertainment, because people can't differentiate between us on stage entertaining and us being a human and just living a regular life. And I'm very aggressive when I guard my space. I'm extremely aggressive.
Yeah?
I don't compromise. I don't compromise. No, I'm not putting my fists up unless I'm defending myself. No, like I'm not above that. But people don't attack me, so I don't have to be violent.
We got you, eh?
I don't have to be violent.
In Amsterdam, we got you.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I mean, I code switch easy.
Yeah.
So I can defend myself, but I've never had to, because even though people get disappointed and sometimes they will argue, they've never been violent. So I thank them for that. But it's a very hard thing to maintain. That I see artists struggle with it all the time. Public figures, whether it be politics or acting, singing, whatever, as long as you become popular, people start thinking they own you.
Exactly.
And it's very hard. You might be out with your wife and kids and you want to have a private moment. This might be the first moment for 2 years. Yeah. And somebody will just come and pull up a chair and sit with you, and they don't think about how this impacts your life. They don't care. This is my moment. No, it's not. It's actually my family's. This is our anniversary. Yeah. You're not a part of it. Yeah. But this is my only chance to see you. I don't care. It sounds harsh. Yeah. But when they're in their private moments and they think about it, they will understand. You actually have to maintain your own lines, your own boundaries, and I do that. So that's how I balance.
And how do you explain to your kids? Because you previously said that missing out on graduation and so how do you have this conversation with your children? Could you name a specific moment where maybe one of your kids said like, hey, Mom, where you at?
Well, I have one child, and I got the perfect child for me. She understood from day one. We just always had conversations since she was in my belly.
Okay.
I've been talking to this kid because I don't understand life, and I never lied about that. Like, I don't know. I tell her things age appropriately in my mind, but she has to understand that, hey, I go to work because this is how you eat.
Yeah.
So would you prefer I stay and go to your graduation, or would you like me to go to work so I can pay for the graduation? And she used to negotiate. She was like, all right, since you can't come, can I get this? They have a new Barbie. And she used to negotiate for material things. She's very material. And she wanted the princess stuff and all the Barbie, all the add-ons to Barbie took a chunk of my money.
Yeah.
But it was worth
Louis
it.
Vuitton take some chunk of your money too. See your daughter with a Louis Vuitton bag. She's sitting here like, Mom!
No,
it's a pin.
no.
Chilling.
It's her money now. It's her money now. So the good thing is that
Shout out to the
big up Kelly. No, she works, and we have that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
She's always been very aware of the hustle.
Yeah.
And she's always, listen, back when she was in prep school, so my friend, Cecile, who sings, is a friend of mine. And me and Cecile used to be really, really close. Like, people thought she was Cecile's child.
Yeah.
Cecile gave her a stack of pictures, and she said, you know, she had the promo pics. She said, you can share them with your friends at school. She sold them. And when she sold the pictures, all the boys were buying the pictures because, you know, Cecile had some very racy pictures.
Yeah.
So when she asked her, hey, your friends like the pictures, she said, can I get some more? She was like, they want more pictures? And she said, yeah. Mrs. Cecile, she sell them. She was like, what? Yo, touch me, and give her a high five and big her up and like, yo, I love that. And gave her a whole stack of pictures.
Wow, she a hustler.
Cecile sat and signed the pictures.
Wow.
So that the value could go up and send this kid out hustling at school. So we've always had that kind of relationship where now we go thrifting together.
Yeah.
It's good activity. It saves you money. You get unique stuff that nobody else has with unique stories attached to them. You get your Louis Vuitton bags for not the same price.
Hey. Chilling with them all. Yeah, man. But it's cool that she also travels with you. That's a family thing. Like.
Yes, because over the years in this industry, I don't know if it affects everybody the same way it does me, but I've developed acute paranoia. And I'm very comfortable with my child. Yeah. I'm comfortable and I trust her explicitly. So it's good to have her with me. Because sometimes, you know, I mean, it's a dysfunction, but it's real. Mm-hmm. So over the years, just seeing people react to you, you know, when you're popular, everybody is here, and then when the noise dies down, they disappear, and then they come like back Houdini. When you're popular again, and and so you don't know who to trust. And I'm looking at everybody and taking everything with a grain of salt, you know, because I'm not hurt by it, but it's really destroyed my ability to trust you.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm paranoid. I don't even trust. I don't even trust my shadow. You're too close, man. You're too close.
Are you following me?
You're too close. Why are you there? No, because I think humans have that thing to. They have that thing in them that they're only trustworthy at a point where they can get out of it what they want. Yeah. There are a few people that move on good intentions. Yeah. Nobody's perfect, but you have to move on the right intention. So if we're friends and you're always paying for me, I have to think to myself, wait. But Tanya's always paying for me. Wait. Let me take her out to dinner tomorrow. Because then I'm in tune to the energy. I'm not only taking, but I'm thinking about it. Wait. She's a giver. Wait. Let me take her out for dinner. Then you have a natural energy flow. Yeah. But a lot of people be like taking, then there's disbalance, and then you get off balance, off track. Then you have to delete some old friends. And you got to sing like Drake. No new
Block
friends.
And delete. No, listen. Let me tell you, it's dangerous. I don't think many people in public life realize how psychologically dangerous that is, because you never really know where you stand. If you have people around you who depend on you for everything, you can't trust their judgment.
No, because
you can't, because they're trying to secure the position. Yeah. So this is how artists get into trouble, because they have an entourage full of people who depend on them. They don't want to lose the spot. Yeah. So if they walk into the club and they get in a fight, they'll fight for them instead of saying, dude, what are you doing? He didn't do anything to you. Yeah. The man said sorry, he bumped you. He said sorry. But the friends are going to escalate that to preserve their position around you. Yeah. And that is dangerous. This is why I don't like entourage.
And how is it like when you're moving in Jamaica? I've never been in Jamaica. It's on my list. I really want to go to Jamaica, maybe do a documentary or something and record stuff, because it has a captivating vibe. Like when you talk about Jamaica, when you hear from artists from Jamaica, there's just a vibe, an energy.
Yeah, you have to come. I'm gonna make sure you come.
Okay, I'll come visit you over there. But like there's a vibe, but like, how is it for a female artist such as yourself to be known in Jamaica? How is the vibe? How are you treated? Is there I don't know, are female artists big in Jamaica? What's the energy?
Yeah, I mean, artists are big in Jamaica. For females, it's really unfair to ask me a female perspective, because I've never really been a typical female. I'm a man in this. You know, when I go to work, when I'm home with my daughter, I'm a mother. If I'm with my partner, yes, I am the woman. But if I go to work, I don't go to work as a girl. I go to work as a bad man.
Okay, explain that one. How do you go to work?
So the way I see it, people don't listen to female music or male music. They listen to songs they love. Mm-hmm. They listen to songs that actually resonate with them, that they can relate to, that makes them happy, that helps them to create a milestone in their lives. And that's what I try to make. I'm not trying to build on my position as a girl. I share female experiences because that's what I am. I am female. But beyond that, I don't dwell on it. So I've heard that the female experience is really hard, but I haven't lived that, because I've seen that the artist experience is hard, and that's what I got. You know, whatever is hard for females in music is hard for females in law, in any other industry. Mm-hmm. It's the same, you know, whether you work in a library or you teach in a school, it's hard for people. And everybody has their own set of unique challenges. The men have some challenges that we don't have, and we have some that the men don't have. So I don't dwell on it, because if you dwell on it, then you get more of it. Yeah. And I've just gone in as a bad man.
Yeah, as a bad man, you come in.
Well, guns blazing. Yeah. I do my thing.
But who taught you that bad man approach? Where did you learn that?
I mostly hung out with men.
Okay.
And, you know, the men had it going on. Mm-hmm. They didn't have time constraints. I mean, it means that their families suffered because they were never home. Mm-hmm. But neither was I. So I stayed out with them. If it meant staying in the studio all night to try and catch somebody who's working late to get on a track that I otherwise would not have got on, I'm there. Okay. I'm there late at night, early in the morning, I'm there. I just need somewhere nearby to take a shower, put on some fresh clothes, and I'm back.
Oh, it smelled like yesterday. I'm back again.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. You never thought you'd see me again, huh?
but like, a lot of people don't understand studio culture, because I remember when I used to do a lot of production, I used to have this ex-girlfriend, and she used to say, "Are you done yet? I just started making the beat." But it was like an hour ago. Yes, the beat is done. Now I'm going to try to put some lyrics to it. But what time are you done? I don't know, because a friend of mine is coming over and I'm going to record. But okay, in 3 hours, there's no time. And
go to bed.
Yeah. Half a year later, we broke up.
Didn't see that coming.
She didn't see that coming. But I mean, like, so because like sometimes you meet people and they say that they respect your dreams and the ambition and the vibe until they see how driven you are. Yeah.
It's like people want the outcome, but they don't want the process.
Exactly.
And I'm comfortable just doing it alone. You know, I don't center having somebody there with me, because I'm me one do it, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't crave human companionship. I do. I'm normal. I'm a human. Yeah. And so I date. But I've realized that after some years of marriage, I realized it's probably just not for me.
Why?
I don't have that level of commitment to people that I have to music. My music comes first. Okay. You came and saw it. You're going to leave it. Leave me be. Don't interfere. And the thing is, you typically, I think I've developed a level of honesty because, not because I'm the greatest person in the world, but because I'm too lazy to lie. You have to remember the lie. You have to build on the lie. That's a lot of work. I don't want to do it. And so I shoot straight. And when I say, this is who I am, this is what you get, people glamorize that and they create a different version of it in their minds. And then when they run into you and realize, wow, she wasn't lying. This is actually who she is. She really doesn't like this thing and that thing. This is a deal breaker for me. That's a deal breaker. And
what's the biggest deal breaker when you're dating Tanya Stephens?
Oh my goodness. Well, I like people with an open mind, people who can have conversation, people who are not committed to a particular outcome because the information you're exposed to should change your outcome somehow.
Yeah.
I like people who understand that their perspective is just one. And regardless of how committed you are to your perspective, it's still just one. And there are many, many different people on this planet. There's almost 8 billion. And we're unique. So that's a lot of perspectives.
Yeah.
And we have to share the space amicably. I like people who understand that. People who understand that your food is just your food. You don't look at somebody else's food and to simplify it, you don't look at somebody else's food and say, ew. Because it's their food and they like it.
If you like it, you like it. I like something else.
You just let people live.
Yeah.
You live and let live. Live simply so others can simply live. That's it for me. And everything else that sounds like a different point, which is a deal breaker, is actually a spin-off of that.
Okay.
So you don't encroach on other people. There are certain human rights violations that I don't abide by. I don't care what belief system you have. Your belief system is yours and I respect it. But you can't, the moment you start to impose it on somebody else, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So we have to learn to share the shared space amicably.
Okay.
And everything spins off of that for me.
Yeah. And then keep it moving.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. And like, you're known for your lyrics. You're known to be one of the best songwriters in Jamaica. Yeah, I hear it. I am. No, and I see you smile like, yeah, I know.
I mean, I've been known to be something a little bit less than humble about that.
Yeah, but no, but do you also believe that?
Yes, but not because I think I'm greater than anybody else, because I put a lot of work into it. Mm-hmm. So it's about my background and my upbringing. I was raised by a language and literature teacher who was my big sister. And while everybody else was out playing, I was studying and reading, and I had to read the literature books which were on the curriculum for the new semester in September were my reading books in the summer. Yeah. So it's not coincidence, and it's not because I'm special. It's because we really worked hard. Yeah. So yeah, I take that. That's the one prop I'm willing to take. Yeah. Because that's the result of tangible action. I can see how I got that. Yeah. I don't take props for luck, but I take props for hard work.
Yeah, because if you work hard, you can.
Yeah, man, I work hard.
You can outwork. I always tell people, I will outwork you anytime. Right? When you sleeping, I'm working. Up. When you be like, no, I'm relaxing, I'm working. You never like, I'm working. Talent, whatever. Talent, what they say, like hard work beats talent when talent isn't working. Yeah. And that's real talk. That's Because I've heard, like, early coming into the industry, people broke it down in like percentages of effort that go into making an artist, and talent was the smallest percentage. I'm not my favorite vocalist, you know. I don't think I have the widest range. I don't. I write to suit my voice. I write songs that I can deliver convincingly. There are many other singers whose voices I love way more than mine. But the reality is that I'm willing to compensate. First of all, I'm willing to acknowledge where I lack. Yeah. And I'm willing to compensate for that. Wow. I'm not driven by my ego at all when I'm working. So, yeah, I'm not hung up on the talent. I'm more hung up on the work. Wow. And if you would name your top 5 favorite songs where you're very proud of. I can't. It depends on what mood I'm in. But if someone would never know you and would come to you, give me your 5 best songs now. Oh, gosh. Yeah. All right, let me go off what the people seem to gravitate to. Let me use the audience's choice. Yeah. I would say It's a Pity, These Streets, Do You Still Care, What a Day, Boomwalk,
Oh gosh, it feels like, I don't know. I think that's a good 5.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's hard.
That's hard.
Is it hard?
That's hard.
And which of these songs is your favorite?
Oh gosh, I really don't have a favorite. I know that it sounds cliche, but I honestly don't have a favorite. Because it feels like I put so much into making all of them.
Yeah.
It's very emotional.
Yeah.
If I pick one, then I'm cheating on the others. And
Okay. Yeah, we can't have that one. But like every time when I hear It's a Pity, there's, I don't know, like there's a certain type of energy you seem to captivate in your voice. I would love to hear you sing a little piece for me from It's a Pity, if it's possible.
I can try.
Okay.
Let's see if I'm up yet. Well, it's a pity you already have a wife. I don't have a man in my life. Rude boy, it is a pity. It is such a pity. You already have a wife. I may have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 man in my life.
Oh, the legendary Tanya Stephens! Yeah, man. Hey, I remember I was playing this consistently on the radio and that vibe, and I was always thinking, hey, I would love for her to like sing it for me personally. And hey, dreams do come out, man. No, but it's a song that just hits all the right nerves. Could you remember what you were thinking when you wrote that song?
Oh wow, that's unforgettable because I got the beat. I was just moving back to Jamaica from living in Sweden, and I went to Germany to perform, and I met a producer there, the guy who did that song, Leander Top. He said he had a beat that he was working on. It was kind of like a reworked version of the Gregory Isaacs Night Nurse. He's calling it Doctor's Darling, and he'd like me to record on it. Well, when I finished my shows, just before I went back to Jamaica, I drove to Berlin. I think it was to Berlin to meet him, go to a studio to record. It was on the drive that I wrote the song. Okay. So I wrote it while we were driving. We drove for hours, and I was just playing the beat on repeat and writing. And it's kind of like it's a compilation of experiences, you know, meeting, you meet somebody and you get into a relationship and then you meet the person that you're more suited to be with. Just right after that, all the time.
So you're like, you were cool. He's cooler.
I was like, darn, I already told this dude, like, dude.
but how do you get rid of someone? Like, say for instance, what's the best way to like get rid of?
I can't say that on camera. Then they're gonna realize they were got rid of. Like,
do you text them?
I'm very slick. Like, no man, it has to be gradual because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. Okay, so you have to let them know gently.
Okay, so don't answer the calls at the same time.
No, man, you answer the calls, but it's a conversation that's going to do it. You have to slowly ease them down from it. Make yourself less attractive. Like, you see, if I want an outcome, I'm committed to the outcome. Okay. I don't care about the process. I don't care how I look. Yeah. So I will tell a guy, you could tell your friends it was me. I don't care about his friends. They're below my radar. I don't care. You know, so you could tell them it's me. Tell them I was an awful person. Tell them she was a skank, whatever. I don't care. Yeah. So that you can maintain your image, your manhood amongst your friends. Because you need that. I don't need no reputation. I don't care.
It's a pity. Part 2. Remix. But you've worked with so many artists. What's your most memorable collaboration or fun collaboration?
Oh, wow. Fun collaboration. That probably would be working with Patra on 50. We did a song from my last album, the album I put out last year, September. She was crazy in the studio because I think she exercises a lot, and so she's extremely fit and she's bouncing off the walls, like so much energy. I'm looking at her and I'm tired. You know? Because I don't move so much. And she's recording, she's inside of the vocal booth and she's recording and she said, make a bad cock up on the dresser, and she lifts her legs and then she just put her foot behind her head.
Why she's recorded?
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm like, please don't, if we make a video, don't do that. Because I'm going to look bad. I can't do none of that.
No, you don't put put on some, when you come in the club, you don't put on some moves and be like...
me?
Yeah.
No. I move to the seat. I'm at the bar. I'm a bar kind of person.
For relaxing.
I talk to the bartender. He probably doesn't always like it, but I'm there chatting up the bartender and drinking, asking for recommendations of drinks that can get me really drunk really quick, so that I can just zone out.
Wow, just relaxing. But there was also a thing like in Jamaica. I remember watching an interview from you that people was always bringing the drinking thing like you're an alcoholic.
Yeah. But
was that a stigma they had on you?
It was something people tried.
Okay.
But I've never worked with stigma. I've never worked with nicknames, any of that stuff ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
It never stuck. Like if anything they called me. I used to eat sugar bun. They called me sugar bun. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Drinking.
How did they come up with that? Was it the bartender?
No, I did a song called Cherry Brandy, which it wasn't really about the drinking. It was about the emotional distress that was being blanketed under, over the drinking.
Yeah.
And they started saying that, and I think a few different artists put it in songs, including Mr. Lex, who was my friend, put in a song like, he can't be with, he was talking about girls that he would be with in the industry, but he wouldn't be with me because I drink too much rum. I'm like, dude, you drink more rum than me. I don't know, you're right at that. And so I just embraced it, and I was like, well, all right, if you think I drink, then I drink.
Yeah.
I don't drink as much as I talk about drinking.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are people who do have a real problem. So I hurry to take the name alcoholic off of me because I think it's disrespectful to people who really struggle with the condition. I don't have that problem. If I don't feel like drinking, I don't drink for a year.
Yeah.
And alcoholics don't have that luxury. So
it's a real problem.
It's a real problem.
If you're a real alcoholic, that's not something you can just turn on.
You don't just turn off and on. So it's a real problem, and I don't take real problems lightly, and especially problems which have psychological aspects to them. So I say, do not call me an alcoholic, because you're actually going to redefine the term alcoholic and make life harder for somebody else who does have a problem. And that's the only problem I have with that. But stigma.
And did you ever call Lex and tell him, hey?
I didn't call. I saw him in person.
Oh, yeah. What did he say?
We're friends.
I didn't mean to say. What did he explain? Why
we laugh. We laugh about it.
Sorry. But like in Jamaica, what are like things that need work on? Like in terms of because the country is very beautiful to see. What can we do for the youth? What is there?
Wow. I can't think of any one-step solution.
Couple of things. Let's
but
see.
Honestly, I think we have put a stigma on mental health care, and we don't provide enough care for people with psychological problems. So I think that I would want to ramp up. There needs to be more funding when it comes to mental health.
That's very important. Really,
really important. But most Jamaicans, all of us are broken. Jamaica needs to put psychiatric help in the water supply. Yeah. We're broken, very broken people. And we mask that with the music and the dancing and the partying and the jokes and the wit, the sense of humor. The sense of humor is a coping mechanism. And that is what we use to take us through, all of the things that we're dealing with. Yeah. So I would say invest in the health sector, in the mental health especially, and then education. Oh my goodness. If you're not working on health and you're not working on education, you're obviously not interested in advancing your people. Somebody said that, I don't remember who it was, but I agree wholeheartedly. You need to be working on education, because arming the kids, and I don't mean just simply robotizing them, not making them line workers and training them to become somebody's lackey. I mean like actually allowing them to think and, enabling freedom of thought and especially critical thinking skills. And
you're also very critical. You were also very critical on the Jamaican. I heard a lot of sounds. Oh, the guys.
I'm trying so hard to catch his attention.
Yeah. He's out here playing the sound. They got people in the background making some sounds. but you were also very critical when it came to Jamaica on their way on abuse, on how they think about the rape culture.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, could you elaborate more on that?
Jamaica. Now, when I speak on platforms outside of Jamaica and I talk about this, some Jamaican people get very angry, and I understand, because when somebody holds up a mirror and shows you what you have going on that's not flattering, that can hurt. I understand. But we're not going to solve the problems by continuing this code of silence. We need to break it. Jamaica has a serious rape culture. So much so that many men don't know they've committed rape. They brag about it. Like, me take some sex from her. No, you raped her. That is a problem that we need to solve. And it begins with discussion. Right now, the discussions are starting. When I was younger, there was no discussion. The stigma is placed on the victim. I'm a 2-time survivor of sexual violence, by the way. You were
16, 17, right?
17 the first time it happened. And because the perpetrator was such a popular, like, ginormous artist, I had nobody to report him to.
Yeah.
Who would actually go for that guy?
Were you scared that they wouldn't believe you?
I wasn't scared that they wouldn't believe me. I knew that they wouldn't believe me. Okay. I knew that even if they did believe me, they wouldn't do anything about it except stigmatize me. And it would have made my life that much harder.
Yeah.
So I kept it. But I couldn't tell my family either. Because when I turned 17, I was already going to the studio, 16 plus. And it wasn't something that anybody really endorsed. They didn't think it was like an honorable thing to be doing. Yeah. I should be going to college and getting a real job. So when I turned 17, I was staying with my big sister in Kingston, and she didn't know my age. She thought I was already 18.
Wow.
I don't know how, cause same mother, don't ask me.
Yeah.
But when she realized I was just turning 17, she was like, you can't go to the studio anymore, and you are not coming into this house later than my husband. He's the last person setting foot in this house. So I went to the studio for one last time to say goodbye. Yeah. And, say my sister has forbidden me, can't come back. And that guy said, would you like me to talk to her for you? And I knew that she was a huge fan.
Ah, okay.
So I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So I actually brought him home.
Yeah.
To speak on my behalf, and he got me permission to keep coming to the studio. So when he did that, I could never go back and say, you remember that guy I brought to you to ask you to let me come to him?
Yeah.
He did this thing. I couldn't.
Wow. I
couldn't. I knew that I would be in a whole heap of trouble, and I was already in trouble. Like, this is trouble. Let me just deal with the one trouble. So we've created an environment in Jamaica, and we've nurtured it. We have done so pretty much deliberately. Yeah. Created an environment which is perfect for rapists. Perfect. They get to operate with impunity. There is hardly any kind of consequence coming to them. The sentences are slaps on the wrist and hardly ever handed down. The court system is bogged down with cases from 20 years ago. You can't, and then rape is such a hard case to prosecute.
Yeah, because
if you don't have,
it's hard to prove.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are people that lie about it.
Most times.
There's a lot of times people lie.
Oh, you mean lying that it happened to them? No, that is about 2% of the cases.
Yeah.
So it's not big enough. So a lot of people use it when they say these are the reasons why we don't prosecute rapists harder, because people lie. People lie about being robbed. People have their art stolen for insurance purposes. People burn down their own houses. So, and we've never made those sentences less because people lie. You still get a hefty sentence for robbing art. You get a hefty sentence for arson, even though the possibility exists that that person lied. Yeah. So that the 2% or the below 5% of victims
I believe so that the charges, the sentences should be much higher. They're ridiculous.
There needs to be some kind of deterrent.
Yeah, it's the same thing with children, people with child abuse. I think these sentences are so low. They're like, what? Like to do something to someone else's will, that's breaking them mentally, and you're coming in their space.
Yeah.
You don't like,
and you destroy their sense of security.
Yeah.
Like, so I am a successful person. Not only a successful person commercially, but I'm a successful person personally, emotionally.
Yeah, because how did you how did you find the power? I think that's also very important for people to know. Like, how did you find the power to survive? Because a lot of times, one of my best friends, she also told me a story that one of the reasons she got into prostitution was because she fell in love with this guy who met her when she was 16, and then when she turned 18, he put a gun to her head and he told, "You're going to work for me."
Oh my God!
Yeah, so that's so I know these stories. That's why I often talk about these stories, to make people aware that there's a problem going on, and that we as men, as women, we need to come together and figure out how are we going to prevent new people from going through these stuff. And I know there will always be evil people in the world. You can't eradicate all the evilness, but you have to figure out a way how to punish people.
And how to take away the incentives for doing these kind of things. Because right now, there are incentives. If you're actually defended by the entire community, then it is incentivized. Yeah. But my journey to healing, because it's like it's an ongoing thing. You're always in recovery from this, because it really doesn't go away. Okay. You can't, it's not like you could just reach into your mind and take out that memory. And as long as the memory is there, it affects things. Yeah. It makes me untrusting. Like, that is where the paranoia started from. I understand. But I've had some amount of therapy. I don't trust therapists from my country because everybody knows me. And it's one thing to say there's a code that they're not allowed to break, but after they've broken it, it's not like you can put it back together. Yeah. So I'd rather just err on the side of caution, and I only seek help outside of Jamaica where I can be anonymous. Oh, you do that also? Yes, and it's really hard. Okay. Having to be in other places for long periods. For right now, I haven't spoken to a professional in a long time, and I really am overdue. Yeah. But it also helps to accept what happened. Okay. The hardest part was accepting that this thing happened to me. I didn't do it, because society trains you to think you somehow caused it. Somehow it was the way you dressed. It was the fact that you were there. None of that is relevant. Exactly. The only thing that made that happen is because that person was a villain. Yeah. That person's a monster. Yeah. That's the only reason it happened, because you could be walking naked on the street and nobody touch you. Yeah. Your nakedness does nothing to you. If you're fully clothed, if you're even wearing concrete, somebody could come in with a drill it off you, and violate you. It has nothing to do with what's on you. It has something to do with the person who approaches you. Exactly. Their mindset, their willingness and ability to breach your personal space. Yeah. So I think, no, the community is where it's going to have to be solved from. We have to be willing to sit with our kids, and we shouldn't just be talking to the girls. First of all, not only girls get raped, boys also get raped too. Yes. And we don't want to have that conversation, especially on my side of the world at all. It's like, this is crazy. We have parents who are taking their young boys out to get prostitutes because they want to man them up or something. Like, what? Most of our boys have been molested, just like most of our girls have been molested. It's a really big problem. Yeah. And the conversation is just not progressing fast enough. Yeah. And I think that's what keeps it happening. Because when you glamorize young boys having sex with older women, I mean, you're actually creating an environment where everybody's so desensitized to rape that who are you going to complain to? They don't think there's anything wrong with it. They think it's just life. Yeah. And the boys think they're lucky. Yeah. You're not lucky. This is the reason why you have all these commitment issues. This is the reason why you have psychological problems. Why you, a grown man, are still not mature. Yeah. Because you were broken at 15, 13, 10. And we have these problems that we're not discussing. So it's going to have to start from family and community. Yeah. Just simply changing the narrative. I'm cussing with people all day, every day on social media. I don't care what it looks like. Yeah, they say, I'm never going to listen to your music again because you're rude. Like, you know what? I don't care. if that is what it takes to make me not rude, to sit here and be nice to you when you say things which create environment for rape, then don't listen to the music. Apparently, you never listen to the music anyway, because this is how I talk in the music.
Yeah.
I'm not very tolerant of these kind of things. I'm not tolerant of bad behavior at all. I believe people have the right to be who they are. You don't have the right to put who you are onto somebody else. And this is what rape is.
Yeah.
She said no. And even if she didn't say no, if she didn't say yes and look comfortable, if you're not completely convinced that she's enthusiastic about this event, then stop.
Stop. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
She needs to be enthusiastically
and ask
in
her
agreement.
again.
Ask a million times. And if halfway through it she says, stop, just stop.
Just stop. Stop. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Stop, because, man, stop.
And when they say, oh, these young girls dress so revealing, I have never seen a 10-year-old boy in anything that made him look sexy to me. Never.
No.
So I know it's not the dress of the children.
Yeah.
I know it's not. It's the mindset of the looker.
But you survived it twice. I mean, like,
twice.
The first time, you're like someone you knew, and like,
it's mostly people you know.
Yeah, that's the thing that always.
The second time it was too. The second time, I actually confided in somebody I was dating. So at 17 it happened, and then I was dating somebody when I was like 18.
Yeah.
And I confided in him.
And you told him
I told him about
yeah. Wow.
Yes. And his reward for me trusting him and telling him was to set up some of his friends. So the second time was gang rape.
Wow.
The second, and it's all people I knew. We were friends since school.
Tell me, when you're telling me the story, that there's so much anger going through my body. I want to go to Jamaica and go like the thing. No, but it pisses me off because it's a thing that happens so often,
more often than people.
And I hear a lot of stories, and then it's sometimes I break down and cry, because that's also one of the reasons I'm scared to have a daughter, because I'm going to jail. Now, I know, I
used to think I would. I was gonna go to jail. I used to think I would, but you have to look at the biggest conflict for me is being somewhat of a pragmatist. So I can't just get up and pick up a gun and say, I'm going to avenge myself, because I have to look at all of the components. If I go to jail, a lot of people get hurt.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
You know, and then do I want that energy on me? It has to really be worth it. Do I want that energy on me?
You're very strong, man. I'm not there, man.
I can't put... I'm not completely there yet either. I'm a work in progress. But the reality is that what happened, I cannot undo it. But I can control everything going forward that I do.
But how do you go, like, because when you know these people, you see them again.
Yeah.
How do you handle yourself? I mean, do you do like nothing happened, hey, hello, or how is the energy?
It's very weird.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm so happy you're accommodating this conversation, by the way, because people who haven't experienced this thing don't understand it. It's very, very weird. Prior to experiencing that, I would never have thought I would behave in some of the ways that I behaved after, because I changed. So after the violation, I became extremely promiscuous. I felt like I have nothing to protect. I'm already dirty. It's already been done. It's broken. It's like, this can't be put back together. So whatever, man. So I was just partying. That's it. And I recognize myself in so many other people. And the people that we sit and judge from a distance, when we say, oh my God, look at her behavior. I want to sit with her and ask what's going on, because I know something is going on. I know.
Yeah.
Because we're never, our behaviors are founded on experiences. They're built on experience. So when there are some textbook things too, that the promiscuity, the looseness. I don't think there's anybody who is just loose without basis.
No, that's always.
I really don't think so.
It's always a thing. Like your youth, most of the things that we do are like fueled by things we
have been done to us.
Young.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like two people. Like, it's the little Tanya inside of you
always,
and then fight, and then you build the grown up Tanya that's protecting the little
that is
Tanya.
an avatar.
Yeah,
it's the little person
Yeah.
who's always doing
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and the little person stays scared, dependent on the experience that that person had. I mean, remember one time we were talking some years ago. Me and my daughter were talking, and she's like, she thinks people stay at the age when they were first broke.
Yeah,
and I've taken that because I relate to that. I remember. I don't even know if she remembers. I've taken that, internalized that, because it's true. The little girl inside of me is always directing the actions. So if I'm scared, it's because she's scared.
Yeah. How did your mother respond when you eventually told her? And when did you decide?
I've never told her.
You never told her?
My mother died 2 years ago. I've never told her.
Oh, you never told? Okay.
I just couldn't. I don't know if she heard from anybody else in later years. But I never told. We never had that conversation.
You wanted to keep it a secret as long as
I just couldn't. You know, you see, the second time I got raped, I was 19. And on that day, when I went out with this guy that my mother had forbidden me to speak to. And I saw her. And I was walking with him. I saw her. And I healed her up. And she was angry. She didn't like him. And she was like, I'm going home. Come with me. And I said, no. We just got here. I'm going out with him. And that's what happened. So I also had that. I couldn't tell her, when you said come home, again, all these feelings of guilt, which are the things we've been taught to think of ourselves when something like this happens to you. It's very weird because if you walk down the road and you get mugged, if somebody puts a gun to your head and takes your phone and your wallet, your money, whatever, you don't carry the feeling of guilt like it's your fault that they did that.
Yeah, true. But
when somebody holds us and violates us in this very raw physical way, somehow society has managed to teach us that this is your fault.
Yes.
What were you doing there? What were you wearing? How was your behavior? What was your demeanor? What did you say? It's so many, all of these different things which don't add up to anything.
Yeah.
And then we police girls' behavior and try to tell them, oh, always walk with a friend, always do this, always, and we never say anything to the boys.
Yeah.
We're not saying anything to them at all. Like, how about just don't rape no girl?
Don't touch
one statement and it done.
Yeah.
Instead of walk with a friend, don't drink alone. Yeah, it's so you have to jump through hoops, flaming hoops, to try to get a girl to be less likely to be raped, and you still can't protect her because the reality is when she goes home, there might be a stepdaddy there, a daddy.
Exactly, because a lot of
you can't.
Times, yeah.
So it's a culture we need to change. We need to stop policing women and start policing our predators. Yeah. And then that will spread outwards because this is, let's not get it twisted, this is male behavior. So when women do it, they're just perpetuating male behavior. Yeah. And if we can change it from where it starts, it will be fixed.
And where does it, because you said it's male behavior, is it because a lot of men try to dominate women?
Yes.
Is that the thing?
Yes. It's dominance.
Yeah.
And men do it to men too, and women do it to women too, but it's the same male energy. It's the same, it's misogyny, it's the patriarchy at work, the dominance, the assertion of power. And if we can hit that where it's born, I think we can. We might not be able to get rid of every single case of it, but if we can lower this even by 50%. Yeah,
because nowadays they have the Me Too movement. How do you think about that? Like now you have a whole thing. You see people like Bill, what's his name?
Cosby.
Bill Cosby. I won't say Bill Gates. Sorry, Bill. It's not a Bill. Not your Bill. Not a Bill. No, but like Bill Cosby. Like everybody was like shook. Like, oh my God, Huxtable and like. But it's a big move. How do you think about the Me Too move? Because on one hand, you're seeing a lot of people talking about it more, opening up. Yeah. Like it's because it's a world problem. Yes. How do you think about that? Do you look at that? Do you? I mean, look, R.KELLY. They put R.KELLY away. He's singing in jail now.
Yeah. I shouldn't laugh.
No, but
it's just the way it's said.
No, but, and trust me, like as an artist, I love him seriously.
Me too.
He is the king of R&B.
Always.
We cannot
Forever.
Forever.
And I'm not canceling him.
No, he canceled himself. But
I can tell you this, as a
Yeah.
two-time survivor of sexual violence,
Yeah.
I tried to go with the narrative. Like this cancel culture, I don't like it.
Why?
It's dangerous. First of all, it's punishing people and making a lifelong decision out of one moment. So if somebody makes a mistake today, they can learn. They can be rehabilitated. Cancel culture kills that.
But if you look at R. Kelly, and if we believe all the things that came out, he did it not once, he did it twice,
Yes,
3, 4,
a lot
5
of times.
But then, can we cancel someone
You
that did it
can't
10
go and
times?
cancel him. Let me tell you why you can't cancel Well, you can cancel R. Kelly. He's in jail. I mean, he's in jail. What more do you want?
Yeah.
I have a lot of memories which are grounded by R. Kelly's music. Yeah. So if I have a milestone that I celebrated, that I've written him into, you want me to kill my milestone?
We can't.
No, I'm not killing any of my memories.
No, but we can't.
So he's gonna stay for me.
Yeah. I feel you. Like, he has a song. He has multiple songs. He has one song named "I Wish." When I listen to that song, I think about my grandmother that I've only seen her twice. I think about my ex-mother-in-law that I still miss, and then I wish, and he's singing, "I wish I could hold you now," and then he really hits the notes. I'm like, oh, so I can't get rid of those
him at all.
emotions.
Yeah, and this is a discussion that we need to have too. When we're in the space talking about these violations, we need to talk about our responses and how clumsy they are sometimes.
Yeah.
Because the response really does nothing for the actual violation. It does nothing. It's like somebody just wants to feel appeased.
Yeah.
So without thinking, without really putting some thought into it and saying, let's solve this problem, we just get up and be like, you know what, let's give him 20 lashes. But the problem wasn't a lack of lashes.
Yeah.
You know, the problem was whatever he did. So this is what we need to look at.
Yeah.
So the punishment, I don't like punishment culture, and I don't like cancel culture.
Yeah. But it's hard in his situation, because on one hand you're thinking everybody knew he had his strange things with females, but still a lot of people kept working with him.
Yeah. So the problem is deeper than him.
Yeah.
Because environment, you hear me tell you about them artists and the entourage? If an artist is traveling with somebody who needs to be in the space, who needs this money, who's depending on the artist, they enable a lot of things. He couldn't do this alone. Yeah. He could never achieve this alone if the people around him were not tolerant. So we have created an environment which actually fosters this. Yeah. And it is unfair to then say, cancel the music. The music did nothing. What we need to do is cancel our attitude to rape. We have this culture where I have seen grown women fighting with schoolgirls saying, she's taking my man. No, your man is molesting a child.
Oh, wow.
You have it wrong. Yeah. She's not taking your man. Your man is a pedophile. That is it. So you shouldn't be arguing with her. You should be, I don't know, maybe filing for divorce if this man refuses to go to therapy and get the help he needs and become a better person, less of a criminal. But we have this all wrong. We've been looking at the victims. We've been looking at the aftermath. We're not looking at the actual act, I think, because it makes us so uncomfortable. Yeah. I've had a lot of people, male and female, by the way, mostly female, but quite a few males too, come into my DMs on social media, into my private messages, and confess that, like, they would start out first cursing me that I'm saying all these bad things about Jamaica, and I shouldn't be saying I'm making Jamaica look bad. I'm like, baby, Jamaica do that all on its own well enough without me. But, you know, then we have conversation and I'm saying, why is it that you're so triggered? Talk to me. And we dig and dig until they finally admit they too were molested, and it's just too raw to face it, and I am actually pulling their triggers.
Wow.
So many of the people who argue, you know, you will have a room full of people in Jamaica if we get into this conversation and you realize everybody in the room was touched by it.
Yeah.
And I used to think that maybe 1 out of 3, maybe 3 out of 5, maybe 4 out of 6. Over time, I've begun to realize that almost everybody has had this experience personally, and then everybody has had somebody who's had this experience.
And you was talking about paranoia. You two have a daughter. How paranoid were you when you got your daughter?
Jesus. Terrible parent.
I mean, is that the reason she's here in the studio? She ain't going nowhere. Who you going on a date with? Mama going with you too?
I needed to know her friends.
Yeah.
It annoyed her. And as I got older, I realized that I really was holding on too tight. Okay. And it made her sometimes not want to talk to me, which was dangerous. Yeah. So I learned to relax. And then she taught me to detach by using those exact words. Lady, detach.
I would have like scanning systems in her phone everywhere.
No,
like,
I used to just take the phone and look through it. Give me this.
I would follow up with like,
who this?
With a satellite. Who this? And every person that comes to the door, hello, it's... Where you from? Come here. I'll see your passport.
Talk to me. Who are your parents?
Where your parents? What they do?
Give me your mother number now.
Yeah.
Call her. You know your son over there.
Boy. Hey, I would be so I'm so glad that the Lord, if the Lord would give me a daughter, I would be hell, man.
It's gonna be rough.
It's rough. I have two sisters, and I'm like, what kind of picture that is? What are you doing? What are you talking to?
Take it down now.
Take it down. And they're like 18, 16, like they're already older. Imagine me. I mean, the big brother. Hey,
Jesus.
Oh, Lord. I'm overprotective. I'm overprotective because I know how this world is. And it's also important for a female to know they've been cared for.
Yeah.
So if I show you how a man should treat you, you will know how you need to be treated.
Yeah. It's annoying to them, but it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because they have you. And you are actually modeling what a man can be.
Yeah.
Without all of these negativities.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, because nobody's perfect, but let's take away the really imperfect stuff that could damage us. And let me get some dogs like a bit. Oh, you want to date my daughter? This is the Rottweiler. This is a Doberman. And this is my other Rottweiler. And it barks real loud. No, but
they don't like boys.
Yeah. Wow. But imagine, boy. No, but I think it's very important to have these conversations because it's the conversations that are, it's conversations like these that really need to make people think. Because I think we live in a system where we're consumed highly by social media. Everything is fast. Everything is la 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 la. But we need to go to the core foundation of who we are, who we want to be, and what we don't want to have done to us, we should never do to someone else.
Yes.
So I think we should always go to the core. Like, if I would have a daughter, would I want her to feel that? No. So why should I let another woman feel that? And nobody's perfect because people in relationships, but don't touch. But
we don't want people to be perfect, though. Think about it. We don't really like good guys.
Be perfect, but just don't.
But we don't want them to be too bad.
Just don't physically harm, and even mentally, because mentally, a lot of people also maybe don't get physically abused, but mental abuse.
Oh God, yes.
Is also a big thing. Like people in relationships year on, year out being abused.
Oh my goodness.
So I think
gaslighting.
Yeah. No, but I think the thing is we need to just take, everybody needs to be responsible for themselves and for each other.
Yeah.
And don't try to be perfect. Just try to figure out what's the best version of yourself, who you want to be, and see if the reflection is something you can be proud of.
Yeah.
And if it's not, change the reflection.
Yeah.
But I want to give you a big shout out because like the fact that you came on my podcast and talked about something so delicate and that you're also always working on yourself, it shows strength, wisdom. And I really respect that because it shows that you're a fighter. And this conversation is going to motivate a lot of people and inspire them. Oh, Tanya, okay. Well, she survived it twice. And she's still standing, still going strong, still talking about it. Hey, power to you.
But this is why it's important to talk about it. And that's why I thank you for allowing me to, to share this with your audience because we need more conversation. Yeah. That's what we do. Thank you.
Yeah, it's real talk. And you're always welcome. So when you're in the Netherlands, again, and you want to come talk, chat up about whatever, or you want me to
come to Jamaica,
I will come to Jamaica. I will host you that. When I go to Jamaica, I go to Tanya. Better don't mess with me, boy. No. I would really love to come to Jamaica. But I want to thank you once again for your time, your love, your energy, and keep blessing us with amazing music. But keep blessing us with that vibe. I love that vibe.
Thank you.
The legend, Tanya Stephens. I'm telling you, support the movement, like it, share it, subscribe, man. It's a beautiful channel. Nandoleaks Realtalk. I'm telling you, this is an international podcast. We're going all over the world. We brought Jamaica all the way to Amsterdam. We chilling, we vibing. So if you like the podcast, like it, share it, and try to share it also with your other people. Because sometimes I get people like, yeah, I like the podcast. Did you share it? No. But if you want someone else to also enjoy it and get the knowledge, share it. People are so greedy to press share or like. They really like the conversation.
They like it, but they didn't click like.
We didn't like it that much. Like, there's one button. Like, if you're a hater, I will understand that you don't press like. But if you're a lover and you want to share and make the world better, and you don't want to be in that group of hatred, just like subscribe. And share the movement and go follow her and follow the music. It's all about the good vibes. Nandoleaks Real Talk. Keep it hot, keep it banging. Good vibes only. Love.